this is a lot of what we're fleshing out in our discussions about an enduring strategic partnership. The expectation is that the numbers will be substantially lower, but I don't think until we know, what the state of the Taliban is, what the state of the threat, the state of the ANSF, it'll be hard to predict exactly what those numbers will be. But we can tell you they're going to be smaller. The mission set will become increasingly more focused on supporting and enabling the Afghans in the lead across the country.
Well, I saw an interesting chart on the news. For example, the number, what the troop strength was in 2008, and then after President Obama came into office, and it looked like almost a doubling of those numbers, if I remember it correctly. So we were like at 30-something thousand, if I'm correct, and then we went up to 60-something thousand, and we're now up to 100-something thousand. So we're going to draw down 33,000 by the end of next year. And then the question becomes, from that 70,000 that we have left to what you're considering to be not as large or whatever it is, I mean, what does it look like in terms of where we are in relationship to those numbers?
Again, I think that we will continue on the curve towards 2014. The thing that President Obama has said from the beginning of this strategy is that this administration will commit to periodically reviewing where we are. Is the strategy working? Is it not? How do we adjust the alignment of resources to that strategy? And I would anticipate that that regular process of review that we've demonstrated over the last 2 years will continue through this administration, certainly, and I would hope on through to 2014 and beyond.
So, Undersecretary, if just somebody who doesn't understand all this wants to know in plain English, are we going to have troops in Afghanistan, or are we not going to have troops in Afghanistan at the end of 2014? The answer is we're going to have troops in Afghanistan. We just don't know how many they're going to be.
I believe we will have troops with a different mission focus and at much reduced numbers supporting the Afghans who are going to be able to be leading their own security at that time.
But, Ms. Undersecretary, the bottom line is we're going to have troops with guns who are going to be in some way in harm's way, and I think that's what the people are really concerned about. So the bottom line, irrespective of what their mission or their objective may be, we are going to have men and women in uniform who are going to be potentially in jeopardy after 2014.
Again, I don't want to, that is not, the President has not decided on the character or numbers of our presence beyond 2014. I think it would be unwise for someone to try to do that at this point in time, given that lots going to happen between now and then. I'm just giving you my personal best judgment that there will still be a mission for the United States that will be in our interest to support continued counterterrorism operations, intelligence, and supporting the Afghans as they take the lead for security in their own country.
I understand all of that. The bottom line question is very simple. If they're going to be in uniform, and if they're going to be in, there may be a potential for harm's way unless they're going to be somehow protected, which I don't see that happening. Those who are in Afghanistan would still be men and women in uniform, and they still will have potential of being injured and potentially killed. Would that be a fair statement? I think that we anticipate a residual force, but I don't want to put words in the President's mouth. That he has not made decisions on the nature or composition or character of anything beyond what we've announced and beyond 2014. Thank you. My time is up.